Rid it to do and welcome into more important issues. It is Thursday, July 11th. I almost said Wednesday. It's a different night, I know. But we're here. We're ready. We're absolutely ready. Really kind of a dead week. At least you had the Home Run Derby, which I think is easily the most exciting all-star weekend event.
Oh, yeah.
Like, out of any, like, NHL, NBA, Pro Bowl event. Like, it is the best.
And are you just talking about the Home Run Derby, or are you talking about the all-star weekend in general?
Just the Home Run Derby. Like,
okay.
I could care. I mean, the celebrity game's cool, but, like, you get the same thing in basketball, kind of.
Yeah.
But, so, like, it's nothing different. But the Home Run Derby by itself is easily the coolest event. I mean, it's just exciting to watch. And they have cool events at the, I don't watch the NHL, but I know at the Pro Bowl they have some cool events, and they've got some cool events at the NBA, like the 3-point shootout's fun. The dunk contest, some years it's fun, but as far as like just, especially this year alone, like as far as that goes, easily one of the more exciting.
I kind of wish, and I agree with you. I think the Home Run Derby is definitely the best. It's way better. I think it's better than the All-Star Game. Honestly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, all of the All-Star games, in my opinion, suck. Like, I've never watched one.
But I really like how
don't anymore.
The MLB uses, like, the different stadiums.
Yeah.
I hate how...
it's really just the Pro Bowl that stays the same.
Yeah, and I don't like that. I think that could really...
They're not in Miami. They are in Miami now, right?
Right, it's not in Hawaii.
Not in Hawaii,
yeah. Yeah, they need to just use every stadium. I think that would put a lot more.
It's more exciting.
I think it'd be more exciting for fans.
It's different fans. It's different cities. It'd definitely be more exciting.
Especially in Hawaii, like there was nobody.
Yeah, it's very empty. It's a fun week for the players, I guess. But like at the same time, if you've gone 6 times, is it that much more fun?
Right.
Like it's definitely fun the first time around. It's Hawaii. I mean.
Yeah.
So. But, yeah, I agree. They should definitely start traveling around. I will say the Pro Bowl has gotten more fun in what they do. Now, the issue is some of the games are like, why am I watching this? Like, watching them play dodgeball, I'm sorry. That's just it's fun to watch in a way, but not in, like, a football way.
And not everybody gets to participate.
No.
So, I don't like that. I don't like how your best 2 teams aren't even allowed in the Pro Bowl.
Right. That's like true. That. I didn't really kind of consider that, but yeah, it's true the way the Pro Bowl is set up. But you at least couldn't play a game in terms of football. You couldn't play a football game.
Yeah, in the middle of the season. No,
you'd have to wait until the end of the year. I mean, the week they do, it's the right week in terms of there's nothing else going on and everyone just wants football because the Super Bowl's the next week. So yeah, the way they do that is like the Senior Bowl. Nobody watches the Senior Bowl.
No,
so it is what it is. Unless you're a scout, and then maybe you're watching the Senior Bowl. So. Could be wrong, I guess. You might be. Before we jump into this episode, I do want to tell you guys about my friends at MyBookie. Since I've started this show, I get asked all sorts of questions about who to bet on and who to bet with. I don't always know who's going to win, except for this Home Run Derby. Well, I told you guys wrong on the show, but right before I got it. But I do know where to go. The answer is MyBookie. Between their live in-game betting, endless props, and fantasy sports wagers, there's something for everyone. With the best player perks in the sportsbook business, they've been good to us, and we know they'll be good to you. They're hooking our listeners up all month. If you visit mybookie.ag and use the promo code ISSUE when creating your account to claim up to a 50% bonus, laying down $100, you've now got an extra $50 in play. That's mybookie.ag, promo code ISSUE. You play, you win, you get paid.
Go check them out.
Yeah, I was wrong on the show about who to pick, but right before I was like, I was just kind of sitting there. I keep if I have bets going, I keep MyBookie up. Whether it's if I'm at a game on my phone or on my laptop, if I'm watching games, I just keep it up for no reason. Like you can't there's no reason. It's just I guess kind of a feel thing. Right before I was like, I'm gonna bet on Alonzo here, and I did. I won. I was like him and it was kind of a stupid bet because him and Acuna were in the same side of the bracket, so it's not like. Necessarily if they both got to the finals one of them would win. I was definitely gonna win money. It wasn't that way, so that was kind of dumb of me. It was just a feel thing.
Yeah,
and I got lucky and he won.
Yeah, it was good. You're lucky Vlad did so many home runs.
If he hadn't gone 40 home runs in the second round, he probably would have won.
So 25 miles, almost 25, 24.8 miles of distance, home run distance.
For everybody or just for Vlad?
For everybody.
Okay, fair. I was about to say, I don't.
Vlad had 17 450 plus home runs.
It was electric, man. Like, especially that I was, literally on my feet on the, like when it got into the 3-pitch one. I was like, oh my God, like, here we go. Like, I was actually like,
and Peterson had it. He just hit one foul.
Dude, how bad does that suck?
That sucks.
And like, his
pitcher was incredible.
Yeah. He was laying him out there. Whose was it that has his, it was a guy who was Alonso, his freaking cousin.
Yeah.
About hit him with a pitch.
Yeah. And we almost got the first hit by pitch. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Okay.
And then Acuna's pitcher was bad too, because he was hitting them from all over the place.
I'm trying to figure out if Acuna, like, you probably have a better idea of this. If he had just swung, like, if he had just tried to pull everything, like, hit as hard as he could, do you think he wins? I feel like that has to mess with your rhythm, like, trying to hit all over the place.
Yeah, but he has the ability to hit them all over the field.
Right, like, I realize what kind of, like, I get that.
But if his pitcher put it in the right place, he would have done it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I wasn't like, oh, he definitely wins. I was just like, I feel like that's got to be a rhythm thing. Like, you're almost swinging, your timing's different.
And I feel like the last guy always wins. So if you're batting last, you more than likely win.
Yeah. You got to get
and Pete Alonso, I think he went second in every single one that he went. Because every single one was a walk-off.
Yeah, I think he did. He didn't, 2 of them, he didn't have to use his bonus.
Yeah.
So that's cool. No need for that bonus. But yeah, it was a fun event. I was like, can we do the home run derby every week? Like, just once a week, just all right.
Especially in the off season, just give us something.
Yeah, I would watch that. Find ways to do it in other sports. There's got to be something similar, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna look at the SEC media days coming up. Tennessee, I'm sure other schools did as well. Actually, they did, because I saw there's gonna be like 6 quarterbacks there this year.
Yeah.
At SEC media days, a lot of quarterbacks. So we're going to talk some SEC media days. The guys that are going for us, it's Jarrett Garantano, Danny Batuli, and Daryl Taylor. That's the guys we've been talking about leadership-wise, like who we think has stepped up and who we think needs to. So that's good to see. That means they have at least a little bit.
If you watch that Virginia Tech game and hear Daryl Taylor, we gonna whoop that, would you ever think he'd be at SEC media days representing Tennessee?
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. No, like,
absolutely not.
That kind of stuff makes you, and like no one had. I think he had only played in 1 game before then. Like everyone was like, "Who is this?" When he had done it, when he had said it.
Yeah, because I think his first actual game was Appalachian State.
Yeah. So, was it App State? Oh, really? No,
his first game. Yes, Virginia Tech would have been the.
Did he play in any of those games leading up to Virginia Tech besides Appalachian State? Like, see, I didn't think he had played much.
Because I think that was his freshman year.
Right. I'm just saying, I don't think he had played much at all.
I don't know.
And yeah,
I doubt it. Right. Because you had Derek Barnett, Corey Vereen.
Yeah,
so
that's true. And everyone was like, "Who is this guy?" And he got famous for something not quite football related.
WTFA.
It would have been bad if we lost that game. Like the first probably 10 minutes, we thought we might.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would have been tough.
One of the greatest videos of all time.
Yeah.
But let's talk about these 3. I think there's no surprise in all 3 of these players. JG has a story of he's the best quarterback on the roster. How is he gonna develop?
And with
Jim Chaney and things like that.
And you kind of knew he was a leader. I mean, even last year, I think they were, especially the way you heard the offensive line talk, like they were kind of waiting for him to. I'm not like giving him an out, but they were kind of wanting him to step up and kind of need him to be the leader. I think it was the Auburn game which they played decent. The offensive line did in the Auburn game, and they talked about how big it is for them to see JG kind of have that swagger. Like that helps them, and it carries over and he brings it to the huddle and it carries over the rest of the team. And so I think if he can, which I know it's tough when you're getting obliterated every play, to have swagger of any sort or to bring much leadership, positive leadership into a huddle. But if he's able to do that, I'm confident in the offense's ability to do something. I don't know how much, but something. And
I think a lot of that is confidence. I think.
Oh yeah.
Starting last year, Jeremy Pruitt didn't give any praise towards any of the quarterbacks.
No.
So I feel like this is big. It was big for Jeremy Pruitt to kind of give. He's starting to give praise toward Garantano and his development. And I think this is huge for Garantano, confidence wise. to get selected to go to media
Right.
day.
And obviously, Jarrett Garantano feels confident in Jim Chaney. The tweet he replied back to somebody when they were talking about how does Jim Chaney help his confidence in his game, and he's lots. I mean, so he obviously has confidence in what Jim Chaney's bringing to the table, and that's good. I mean, I'm not saying Jim Chaney's going to turn him around and do magic with him, but I will say this: I think he has more athletic. He seems to have a better arm than Crompton, and I mean, I don't know if there's much hope for Crompton at all, and he had a fine 2009 season.
Yeah,
and a lot of people were like hating because his stats were padded against bad teams. I can't remember the yards he threw, but he threw 4. But he was the SEC Player of the Week against Georgia that year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, surely at least 300 yards in that game if you're getting SEC Player of the Week.
I think JG has been more productive at Tennessee than Crompton was before Jim Chaney took over as.
Someone ran that and he was.
Yes.
But no, I think Crompton was slightly more, but they pointed out that he was more. He had padded the stats against lesser teams. Yeah. That was what it was. I'm not sitting here telling you JG is going to be great and win us even 9 games this year, 8 games. I don't know that. But I mean, I said it today. I'm kind of meh about him. Like, I don't think he's terrible. I don't think he's great. Does he have the ability to be great? Yeah, I think he does. I mean, not great. Does he have the ability to be a fine SEC quarterback? Absolutely. I think he does have that ability. You bring Jim Chaney in here, who a lot of people have said, just talked about really positively about what he can do with quarterbacks. And I think a lot of that is confidence. I think he brings confidence to him. So I think I'm hopeful this year. I am. I'm definitely more hopeful than I am about the quarterback situation than I was Butch Jones last year with the whole Dormady thing. There was not a lot of talks. You judge him by JG's body language, it seems that, and even I think Butch Jones before the game said they were planning on, there was potential they could rotate them every series, and then Garantano didn't play at all that game.
Yeah.
So obviously Jones didn't even know, kind of have an idea, and that's going to hurt. Definitely JG's confidence, and it could kind of even affect Dormady's because he doesn't know what's going to come because you can't trust what your coach is saying.
Right.
So I mean, I don't know that for sure, and I don't. Dormady played fine in the Georgia Tech game. I mean, he didn't lose it for you, obviously. So I wasn't upset that we rode Dormady that game, but I was upset by it seemed like not a whole lot of honesty there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if you can, like you said, that confidence is big. If you can feed your quarterback confidence, that does a ton. Obviously, the offensive line even said it washes off on them. I mean, I think if our offensive line can be confident, that can carry over to also competence, and we can be better than last year. I don't know how good that is, but we can be better than last year.
Oh God.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying that doesn't mean great. That just
you better hope we're better than last year. Yeah. Somebody's gonna be gone.
It'll probably be Garantano on a stretcher if we're not better than last year.
Yep.
So, it's. I am hopeful. I don't know. I like that JG's going. You talked about how that shows confidence. I like that he's going to SEC Media Days.
Yeah, I mean, there could have been guys that you put in his place. I think you have the two. You have to have somebody on offense. So I mean, JG is the face of our, whether people like it or not, he's the face of our offense. He's the face of Tennessee football.
Yeah, I mean, the only other guy you probably could have taken was Trey Smith.
Yeah, and Trey Smith probably goes if he's healthy.
Yeah, you're unsure of what you're getting,
but and that's all the questions he would get is, are you healthy?
Right.
Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
That's all.
And it kind of sucks because it's not really like anything he can help with either.
Yeah.
Like it's just really unfortunate.
Yep. So. And then you talked about Ty Chandler. He could have been that as well. But then again, you look at who has handled himself. I feel like Garantano's done a fine job, and he's the quarterback.
Yeah,
so,
he's the quarterback, which makes that's probably the overriding factor right there.
Yeah.
When you mention people like Ty Chandler.
Yep.
SEC Media Days are always really cool to. Honestly, I like it because I don't pay attention to other teams how I do in SEC Media Days. Like you try to listen to everyone, and you kind of get a small glimpse into their program, which is cool because as much as we may follow those teams, you're not listening to what Nick Saban or some of those players have to say on a daily, which they don't get to talk to the media, but some of those guys say on a daily basis. That's just for an example. Or if you look at Florida, Dan Mullen and what those guys say on a daily basis. So it's cool to hear them. And it's usually they're face of the program players. So it's cool to hear from
Yeah.
them. I'm excited for SEC Media Days, and you got the other guys in Daniel Batuli and Daryl Taylor. Daryl Taylor, I'm really excited for this season. I think he can be similar to that Derek Barnett role. If he's not going to be as good as Derek Barnett, that's obvious. That's very obvious. But if you can find someone to kind of counterbalance the other side of that line, I think he can be a force.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's the returning SEC sack leader right now. And then you talk about Batuli. I think last season when we took Kyle Phillips, Eli Wolf, Marquez Callaway, you had production out of Callaway. You didn't really have that much production out of Kyle Phillips and Eli Wolf, so everybody was like, oh.
I think they were fillers.
Yeah. Because you didn't have that leadership.
Which I think JG is a little bit of a filler, but at the same time, you mentioned how he's earned it, so I think it is a little bit of, and it could be Pruitt showing that, trying to show that confidence in him as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
and these two, Batuli and Daryl Taylor, they've had production. Batuli has led the team in tackles the past 2 years. He's a middle linebacker. He's the quarterback of that defense. And then Daryl Taylor, who a lot of people think he could be first team All SEC this season.
I think it's possible. I don't know how likely, but I think it's possible for sure. That for sure.
So, what do you think? Like, I know people are going to get asked a bunch of questions. So, biggest stories around Tennessee's program.
I think Garantano is going to be asked about this year in terms of, is it his breakout year? I think he'll get a question like that. The Chaney, what's Chaney done for you in terms of in the offseason to either bring you confidence, learning the system, things like that. Chaney for Garantano will be that question. Daryl Taylor, what's his big question going to be?
I think it's, can he be more consistent?
Yeah.
Or what he's doing to be more consistent.
I think he's going to get asked about that defensive line too, because it's questionable.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some talent there, but it's fairly questionable. I'm sure he'll be asked about the young guys that are in there, because there's a chance several freshmen will have quite a bit of playing time this year on that defensive line.
Yeah, I think besides Daryl Taylor, all those spots are open.
Yeah. So I think there'll definitely be a question about youth, and I mean, he's expected to be a leader, and it's said in the spring he was a great leader. So I'm sure that question will be had. Daniel Batuli, it may be about. Oh man, what's his?
It could be the young guys as well.
Yeah, I mean,
because you lose Darren Kirkland Jr. So it could be that as well. I think the biggest story with Tennessee as a whole, I think last year was Jeremy Pruitt was a new coach, and he, a lot of people said he was a bull in a china shop. He didn't really care what he said. Didn't really take kind of having to do all the media stuff.
Right.
But he's getting better. He's getting a lot better. So I think it's still Jeremy Pruitt in year 2. Is he able to rebuild this program?
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely going to get questions, because you mentioned it's year 2. What's kind of changed, and they'll definitely get those kind of questions, because and you hope there's quite a bit's changed. I mean, my biggest thing with Butch Jones is that it didn't seem like he could adapt. Jeremy Pruitt obviously needs to adapt. So kind of what will he do to adapt? And so I think those questions will be asked. What's changed from year 1?
Yeah.
And if the answer is not much, be scared.
Yeah.
we can start freaking out then. Which maybe they just don't want to reveal their hand, but I might have some questions if the answer is not much.
Yeah, but I mean, it's obvious like there's change.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying.
Both coordinators have changed,
right?
You've got
and one in a big way in terms of, you assume he's going to relinquish a lot of the offensive stuff to Jim Chaney. I don't think Jim Chaney comes here if the expectation is not that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, he definitely wants control over that offense. And you heard rumors that Jeremy Pruitt cuffed Tyson Helton, but and maybe it's just because he was young. Jeremy Pruitt felt like he knew what he was doing, and then kind of learned his lesson and did his best to find somebody who could take it over, and he had confidence in. So,
yeah.
So hopefully that's the case. Biggest trap game this fall.
Biggest trap game.
I've got all.
Oh, yeah,
I'm kidding. I'm kind of kidding. If you look at our SEC schedule, there's not really in my opinion, like a terrible position for games. Like, if you shuffle them around, I don't think the positions get better.
Yeah.
I'll say that. Like, I mean, what can you do? There's tough games every stretch of the way when you look at the SEC schedule.
Mm-hmm.
So my trap game is a little bit different. And I don't think it's surprising. I think usually trap games you're talking either lesser teams, and I just don't think there's any necessarily lesser SEC teams. So it's hard to call it a trap game.
Yeah.
So mine is UAB.
Okay.
And you talk about how one of our biggest games is South Carolina. So that's either going to be, when you look at it, an emotional win or an emotional loss.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got to go play UAB, who went 11-3. They're Conference USA champs. They won the Boca Raton Bowl. They're a quality team, obviously.
Yeah.
Shouldn't beat us. We're favored in that game. We should be favored in that game. And then you got to go to Missouri next week. And win or lose.
Kentucky.
Kentucky. Oh, okay, yeah. Kentucky the next week. So win or lose to that South Carolina, which, if you imagine will be an emotional game just because, and physically exhausting game just because of where we're at as a team. If you get that win, you potentially could be coming off 5 straight losses. Yeah. Before you get that South Carolina win. If you lose South Carolina, potentially 6 straight losses. And to bounce back against UAB would be tough. If you win, beat South Carolina, somehow beat Alabama, do not read wrong. Don't think that's possible. I'm just saying. Then you got UAB, and then you're kind of looking forward to finishing out the SEC schedule. I look at that, and that's not playing UAB in that place isn't going to be fun.
Yeah.
Playing someone like Georgia State, which they've actually had a quality program too. Okay. UT Chattanooga, okay. A quality team like UAB who has the ability to hang with a top FBS program, that's little
has a chance.
That's why I think it's a trap game.
Okay. See, I didn't say that one. I thought about that one, but I didn't say it because of their record last year. I feel like
you don't overlook a team that went 11-3.
Right.
Yeah.
You would hope.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah. I look at Kentucky. I look at next week Kentucky. I feel like either if you win South Carolina or not, hopefully you get back on track with UAB, and then you go back to SEC play. And usually the Kentucky, Missouri, Vanderbilt is key on where you're going to go in bowl season.
Right.
Is it going to be like, oh, I'm barely making it in? Or we could be talking SEC East.
Yeah. I mean, that Kentucky, Missouri game potentially could be trap games because maybe you're already bowl eligible.
Yeah.
And hopefully, that'd be nice. I don't think that's going to happen, but because that means you already won 6 games with 3 left. Don't think that's going to happen. But are you bowl eligible? Are you bowl eligible by Missouri? Mm-hmm. And now you kind of settle in. You feel comfortable.
But I look at Kentucky. We beat Kentucky last year.
With one of their best teams, too.
Right. And they do lose Benny Snell, but they lose, what was Josh Allen.
Josh Allen, yeah.
Yeah, they lose both of those guys. But I feel like it's a trap game. We don't necessarily play that well at Kentucky. We don't necessarily play that well on the road anyway.
Hey,
at least
we beat Auburn, baby. What are you talking about?
Like the past couple years, we haven't played that well.
Right.
We haven't played that well at home either.
Beating Auburn was
wow. Surprise.
I can't remember what the road slate was before that. I can't remember. It wasn't good. We did beat Georgia the year before though. Somehow.
Yeah.
So thank you, Juwan Jennings. Bless up.
Thank you.
Respond with your all's biggest trap games as we move on. We'll read them off. Because obviously, I think there's a bunch. I think any SEC game you could almost, after another SEC game, you could almost label a trap game.
Did you see what the FBI said that we have the 50
FBI?
FPI.
Yeah, it sounded like FBI.
FBI.
I know what you meant.
Yeah, call the law.
I didn't realize they were concerned with us.
We have a 50% chance to win 9 games next season.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
We have a 50% chance to win 9 games.
Yeah, bull. We don't have that high chance.
I was just like, wow. After the season we had last year and the year before that,
a lot of people because FPI put out 9-3 or whatever the day 2 days before, because they put it out today, right? The 50% thing. My days are running together, especially
it was earlier this week, I think.
Especially with the Twitter outage, my days are running together. But they put out the 9-3 thing, and then it was like you had a 50% chance to do what they had listed, and it's like, A lot of people thought that was incredibly low. I thought that was incredibly high. Now, if you're like 50% chance to go 6-6, I feel like you're wrong about that. But 50% chance to go 9-3, I'm like, I like those odds compared to what I think they should be.
Or you don't like those odds.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Does that mean 50% chance to go 9-3? 50% chance we go 3-9? Like, what does that 50% chance mean? I think what it more
we have a better than 50% chance to win 9 games.
God, my phone's so cracked. I think it's just JRC VFL. He said 50% chance to win 9 games. Sounds like a meteorologist. There's always a 50% chance. You're right. There is.
That's true.
You step into a game, you have for at least a moment, maybe not long, but at least for a moment, you have a 50% chance.
Somebody's gonna win this game.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's very true. And I was about to say about I don't remember, but yeah, if it's but I think in those 9 games, what the FPI saying. I need to look into the FPI. I don't know much about it. Everybody's talking about it now because they love the balls, but I think it's just that we were favored. In 9 games.
Right.
I don't think by the start of the year, like when the year starts moving along, I do not think we'll be favored in 9 games.
Yeah. No.
Also, I didn't realize Florida. I was talking about the other day how I think Florida's a big game, but they do play Miami before us.
Miami.
So could that be a demolishing defeat, and they're demoralized when they come in, or do they win and come out on fire? I mean, you never know with Florida. Honestly, that is a toss-up.
Yeah, we'll see how good Tate Martell is too.
I'm curious. I mean, obviously he had some good plays at Ohio State, but curious like when he has the reins.
Yeah,
Florida
has a good defense.
Don't like that attitude. So
yeah, Florida has a good defense. So we'll see how good he actually is.
He probably gets in a fight. Or we just want to take bets to that. There's a fight in the Miami Florida game.
Oh
yeah, Tate Martell at quarterback. I feel like that's 100% chance.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
I would agree. Especially if he's one of those guys that would start a fight after he throws a pick.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like he would like run down and try to like knock somebody out and fails and then just gets in a fight.
Yeah, no, I agree. Someone commented, I don't know where it went. 3 of those 9 games we were only favored by. We were only barely favored by like 50. I think it was 55%.
Yeah,
and so it was pretty much toss up. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of toss ups on the schedule.
Yeah. So that's even the FPI like that says we're favored in 9
but
games.
I just don't get where the hype has come from. I know,
dude,
I know Tennessee we always talk ourselves into, hey, you could win. You can win 8 games. Oh, we could win 9 games.
I've got a good conspiracy theory for you. Okay, so Josh Bennett used to work with him. Great dude. Hope you're listening at some point, whether it be live or on the podcast.
Yeah,
he has this conspiracy theory, that ESPN, Fox Sports, all these people hype Tennessee up when it gets like really close to season, just to like get fans reading. Like say one good thing about Tennessee, like Jarrett Garantano could be a breakout player this year, or Vols could go 9. I mean, I could see the Vols going 9-3. They say it just to keep Tennessee fans coming back.
That's a power move.
I believe it now. Like this year, there should be zero hype.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I mean, they could win the East.
I don't get it. Like, it's great. Yeah, we don't have the toughest schedule in the country anymore, but it's still number 7.
It's not.
We're not top 3, but it's still number 7.
It's not easy. When you sent me the trap game thing, I sat down and I was like, all. I literally wrote all.
All.
Like, all of them are trap games for us. Like, we could get trapped in any of them.
Because you haven't seen that consistency with this program in a long time.
No, I mean, I just don't have. I think we go minimum 6-6. Like, I do. But, like, I won't be surprised if we're not in the bowl again. Like, I know it sucks. Like, I do. It's just.
Ooh, that hurts.
It hurt. I mean, just look at, like, let's talk through this. Like, we can talk through it. And you look at the games and, like, you really only have, like, 4. You really only have 3 guaranteed wins on that schedule. Yeah. Everyone else, like, you're not technically better than
you. Hopefully have 4.
Right. Hopefully. But, like, if you look at it, it's like, I would only bet my freaking life on 3 of them.
Yeah. Maybe like, not even that. Like, maybe just 2.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, it just, how we've gone from bowl eligible barely to 9-3 is beyond me.
Yeah, I don't get it. And somebody is like dead set on 10-2, and I'm just like,
yeah,
I want whatever you're smoking.
I hope I'm wrong.
Because, geez, 10-2?
I hope we roll in and they laugh in my face every time they win a ball game. I do. I got hope that's the case. And I'm not saying I really don't believe we'll go 3-9, 4-8. Like I think, like I said, I think we're 6-6, 7-5 right on that bubble. But when you sit down and look at it, you can't without a doubt tell me we're better or we're gonna be favored in 8 games.
Yeah, and I think we'll improve this year, but you haven't seen anything that gives you the comfort in that we actually are going to be better than we were last year.
Yeah, I mean, and I do have I have faith in terms of what Jeremy Pruitt's doing with the defense. I mean, our run defense was terrible for pretty much the whole year, and then you go and look, and we played one of the best running teams in the country, best running, one of the best running teams besides probably like Alabama and probably Georgia in the SEC, which was 2 really good teams when you're stacking them up in Kentucky, and you stop them, and you stop a guy who was a Heisman candidate at one point.
Yeah.
And then you look at Auburn, who had a tough year, but Jarrett Stidham's, I mean, he is respected in the SEC, and you didn't let him beat you. So, like, I have faith along the way. Now,
but then we let South Carolina run down our throats.
Right. It's just week to week, you just don't know. And I have high hopes for our offense to get better. But at the same time, like, I ain't banking on that.
No.
Especially because our offense, I think we'll have so much talent at the skill position. I think we have so much talent. I mean, I think a lot of guys are probably going to be frustrated when these dudes go in the NFL and do just fine. I mean, look at Alvin Kamara. I think Jalen Hurd, if he finds the right fit, he'll be just fine. I mean, those are guys that's going to frustrate you when they do well. I'm surprised Josh Malone hadn't found a fit yet. I just don't think he's fast enough. I think that's a big deal. But guys like that I think are really talented and were on our roster and are currently on our roster in a few years will do fine in the NFL. Can JG get him the ball? Can our offensive line give enough time to give JG to get the ball? Can Chandler give him a little bit of space? Give him a hole. Tim Jordan, same thing. There's so much talent on the roster. It's just got to be everyone. The talent around him has got to effectively work as well. Yeah. So I mean, hey, if we're 10-2 at the end of the year,
I'll tip my hat.
You know what I'll be doing if
somebody's getting a raise over there in that complex.
Assuming we take care of business in the East. If we go 10-2, you know what I'll be doing?
I'll be in the kitchen butt naked making eggs.
I'll be shaving my head outside Mercedes-Benz Stadium is what I'll be doing because of my bet.
Yeah. So,
and I'll do it. I'm not afraid. First off, I feel like I look good bald, but I've done plenty.
Some self-awareness.
I've done plenty worse for the Vols. Okay, I've done plenty worse.
That's true.
I went to games with people I'm not happy to go to games with. Just because I love the Vols. And then some people I've made some lifelong friends going to the games.
Yeah.
So, it is what it is.
We'll see.
But, God, I'm so ready for tailgates, too. So ready for football season.
Dude, if we lose to Kentucky while we're there, I'm going to be upset. Because that will be 2 years in a row. We went to Vanderbilt, lost. Kentucky, lost. That would be miserable.
If I lose in Kroger Field, I'm going to Food City.
Yeah,
first thing I'm doing.
That's terrible. Kroger's not even... Like, if it was Publix, you'd be like, But it's Kroger.
At least I got beat by some organic stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. God, yeah, I don't see us going 9-3, 10-2. I don't see it happening.
I'll say 7-5.
I wonder if those people who are saying it are like trying to speak it into existence, like that kind of thing. Yeah. Like when I go play golf, I'm like, I'm gonna hit a good drive, and I know what's gonna happen, but I'm like, I'm gonna hit a good drive, or like I'm gonna put this really close to the pin on this shot. I know what's gonna happen, but positive mindset, trying to speak it into existence.
Yeah,
maybe that's what they're trying to do.
It's like they're trying to get you excited, just kind of like in job interviews. Oh yeah, hey, we're gonna have you apply for this job, you interview. And they're like, okay, we're gonna ask you back for a second interview, and then you start thinking about it. Oh, I might actually get this job. Like if I get this job, I can buy this, and this.
Turns out there's 3 other people in their second interview doing way better.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then you go to the second interview and you're like, oh, that went well. Like that's good. You start talking yourself into it. Like these people are, putting it in your brain that Tennessee could go 9-3. So me, I'm just like,
put you down.
What if we do go 9-3? But then it's been 10 years since we've been relevant. So it's just like, yeah, you're not getting me this time. Sorry.
Nope, not gonna happen. I am dead set. I'm barely bowl eligible, and I will go to the Music City Bowl again.
Yeah.
I had a good time in Nashville.
That was fun.
We drove back that night, didn't we?
No, we stayed in the hotel.
Oh, that's right. But we stayed in Murfreesboro because we drove back a little bit.
Yeah, we should have went out. We should have.
When you go to Nashville, you have to go out.
We did not.
I blame Brody. It kind of is Brody's fault, and I also blame him just because
we did go somewhere and eat, didn't we?
Yeah, I mean, we went out for drinks. We went out that was it. It was fun though. I still had a good time. Don't get me wrong, but
tailgate was fun.
It's absolutely. Pruitt's violation. So big deal, guys. Jeremy Pruitt has been apprehended.
Yeah, put him in handcuffs. I mean, terrible.
I can't. I mean, like, I get the idea behind it, I guess, but not really. I don't. I mean, is he? Here's my question: is he in trouble if he texts the head coach and tells him congratulations? Because if the answer is yes, then there's a problem with the rule.
Yeah.
If the answer is like no, we just don't want to be on Twitter because it looks like unfair, man, blah blah blah. Okay. But if he can't have contact with a high school coach who he obviously has a relationship with, that's horse crap.
Yeah. And I think it would be different if it was actually football.
Was it not football?
It was basketball.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Plainview boys basketball team repeating as state champions. And he told them congratulations.
I just assumed it was football.
No.
Oh my gosh.
Because it was in 2019. So this was...
Yeah.
All these were self-reported for the first 6 months.
Well, surely. But could it have been football? I feel like it was football. I don't remember saying that.
No.
It was definitely basketball?
It was definitely basketball.
What?
And it was... So somebody, I guess, told him it was deleted 37 minutes after.
Like, NCAA, do y'all not... And, like, I get it. It's a small violation. It means nothing. But the fact that it's a violation is ridiculous. Like, if he does it again, you all probably do try to punish him.
Yeah.
Like, that is absurd, man. That's absurd.
So, my question would be, is it a violation if he were to congratulate, like, a kid?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely. If you're, yeah.
What if it's like Simone Biles was in high school and she won the high school world champions and he said congratulations? Is that a violation because she was in, no matter what high school she went to, is that still a violation?
I guess if she,
or is it just a violation because he went to that, he's associated with that school?
No. I think that's, to me, the absurd part. It's like, it wasn't some random high school that he's recruiting. He may be recruiting a kid out of there, but it's not some random high school. It's like the high school. That's what I find the most absurd about it, which I mean, I find it absurd if, like, he knew the coach and was congratulating him, or if he, I don't know. I mean, I guess I get tweeting at a specific kid because, like, you have contact and you have periods you can't contact them. Like, I get that part of it, but, like, I don't know. I don't get that at all. You're not. That doesn't seem like you're getting a leg up. Everyone should. I don't know. It's stupid to me. That's so dumb to me.
Yeah, I just,
the NCAA finds new ways every day to get just more absurd.
Yeah, so we'll give Jeremy Pruitt a little slap on the wrist for this, but we won't find out about Aubrey Solomon and D'Angelo Gibbs. No.
And then, first off, Missouri can tell you firsthand, do not self-report ever. Because self-reporting just gets you the harshest punishment. Pull all these schools, pull an LSU, pull a North Carolina, all these schools get caught doing it, and nothing happens. Fight it until deny, fight it till the day you die. Don't be honest.
Yep.
Honesty just gets you screwed. That's all the NCAA tells us. Yeah, Missouri self-reports and gets they like, yeah, we fired it. We took care of it on our end. We did what we could do. Were the players already gone, or did they like suspended them in some way, like took something from them, like whatever they could?
Yeah.
And the NCAA's like, nah, don't care. You got a postseason ban. So deny. That's my only advice for any NCAA associated school. Because I don't know, it's just self-reporting should get you. I mean, as long as, and like if you're just like, yeah, hey, we paid this kid. I found out this booster paid a kid $100,000. We're not going to do anything, but, like, I found it out. Okay, I could get punishing them then. But, like, Missouri's like, yeah, we found out a tutor helped them cheat, and then we fired that tutor and took care of it. And they're like, nah, that's not enough.
I just don't understand what the big deal. Like if Peyton Manning were to congratulate them, he's associated with Tennessee. Or Philip Former. If Philip Former did it, is that a violation?
I would assume Philip Former, yeah. I would assume that's a violation.
So if Peyton Manning...
Philip Former got in trouble for... He got a violation for coaching at practice.
Yeah. That's funny. That's cool.
I can just see him like sitting there. He's like chilling, smiling, probably standing with a booster, and he sees some offensive lineman that just he's got to get in there. He drops his jacket, sport coat, drops it, starts coaching. That's what I see. That's in my head what happened. But yeah, no, I mean I imagine it's just the coaches. Like, I don't think Peyton Manning would because he doesn't.
What if Jeremy Pruitt's daughter went to this high school or son? And
see, that's okay. I've always kind of wondered that. So like,
can you not cheer for your own kid?
Yeah, I mean, see, that's my question is like, so there's recruiting dead periods. So let's use Rob Lanier. His son played at Webb. Plays at Webb.
Yep.
And let's say there's a Tennessee recruit on the team. Could he go to the games and just not speak to him? Because it's a recruiting dead period. Can he speak to him? Because like it's his son's friend. Like that's where I'm like, there's got to be so many gray areas of that stuff.
Yeah. And one guy's like, "Hey, Mr. Lanier."
Nope.
No.
NCAA said no, son.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. There's definitely a lot. There's got to be gray areas.
I would just think that they'd worry about something. How about get us a new football game?
Yeah, for real. Pay the player. No, don't even pay the players. Just allow the players to get paid. You don't have to pay the players.
California.
Yeah, I'm curious what happens there.
Yeah, that's going to be huge.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, if the NCAA tries to do that, I mean, the NCAA is made up of organizational schools. Like, there's no, like, one... Like, there's a guy that's, like, obviously, like, been voted in and is the head of it. But, like, there's not just one guy that's, like, controlling it all in terms of... But, like, I imagine if you're a California school, you leave if they ban you from postseason, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
you just up and leave. So, I'm curious what happens there. Like, I don't see them being associated with the NCAA if they cannot participate in postseason. And it's kind of... I guess I'm kind of curious, like, the NCAA affiliated schools' stance on it. So, like, Cal, like, is Cal going to be like, yeah, like, or will they try to not allow their players to receive those things? But they're a state school, so I doubt they would be able to do that. But would they try to be like, yeah, we're not going to allow that to happen so we can stay affiliated with the NCAA? I'm curious what happens with all that.
Yeah.
It definitely could get messy.
Is that a recruiting violation? I can go to this school and get paid.
Well, if they didn't, what they're trying to do is avoid that. Because if they ban California schools, then yeah, they could, like, they would either have to let everyone do it or ban California schools, one or the other.
Yeah.
They definitely would not, yeah, like, think about all the recruits Cal would get.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
hey, you can come to my school and you get paid for going to sign an autograph at Buffalo Wild Wings on Wednesday.
That wouldn't happen. So that would be different. I've thought about it a little bit, but not a whole lot. So I'm curious to see what happens.
It's been a long time coming.
And while we're kind of on this, so Texas has a new program where if your parents make less than $65,000 a year, you got to be an in-state student, less than $65,000 a year, you can come to Texas for free. I wonder how that works, because like, can I have as many walk-ons at that point as I want? And if your parents make less than $65,000, you're on a full scholarship, essentially. Your school is getting paid for.
Yeah, so you can get as many recruits as you want.
Yeah, so I don't understand how that works. If anybody knows how that works, if you're familiar, Vanderbilt has a similar program. If you're familiar with it, with how that works, which I mean, obviously getting into Vanderbilt is a little bit more difficult than getting into Texas, and then Stanford has something similar too.
Yeah.
So I don't know how all that works. First off, Stanford should be completely free. Their endowment's like $26 billion. Billion with a B. It's humongo.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Can't imagine that. So I don't know how that works. So if you do, maybe let me know. Because I feel like the NCAA shouldn't allow that. Like, think about baseball or softball, like teams with like partial scholarship stuff.
Yeah.
Seems like that's an upper hand, like you said. Like, that seems like a upper hand in recruiting.
Yeah. I mean, what's the point in that? What's the point of even offering scholarships?
Yeah, I mean, I guess if your parents make over $65,000,
yeah,
it's only kids gonna need it.
We'll just save the scholarships for somebody that needs it.
Yeah, I don't know how it all works.
But then you get into, if they make that much money, like, do they even need a scholarship? Which I guess it's always nice, but
right, paying for school is paying for school.
Yeah.
No matter how much parents make.
Right, but I mean, if you get like the USC thing where parents are throwing out thousands of
I
dollars.
imagine those parents were paying for school.
Yeah, right.
I imagine.
Yeah.
I don't think they were taking. I don't think there were any student loans.
They're just paying for acceptance.
I don't think any student loans are being taken out there. If they were, whoa,
Yeah.
Priorities, people. Priorities.
Right.
Get your kid. Oh wait, get your kid into school first. Then we'll worry about.
Yeah, we'll pay
tuition.
for it later.
We'll worry about tuition after that. Looking over at basketball real quick. Gonna look at DJ Burns, who has officially announced he is going to Winthrop.
Yep.
I'm not saying it differently. Winthrop. I think
He's headed back home to
Yeah.
Rock Hill, South Carolina, which is interesting to me.
So I imagine that had. I think the reason he's going home is that probably grants him immediate eligibility,
Probably.
being in Rock Hill.
Right. I don't know. It's just weird to me because
It's a weird situation.
if he would have went to like a big school, and this was supposed to be his freshman year anyway,
Yeah.
he would probably redshirt maybe, so he'd sit out if he went to a big school.
If he went to a big school, I mean, who knows with eligibility nowadays? Like, who knows if he gets immediate eligibility? I imagine that had to play into it. So obviously, there's no reason to transfer. Like in terms of like health, like parent, sibling health, whatever. So, but maybe going to Winthrop, because Winthrop's it's not FBS, it's just NCAA Division I, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, they're in the same division technically, but I imagine moving that close, that helps you get eligibility.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, that's why I'm kind of thinking it was.
I think it was also the development
Yeah.
of him too, that because I feel like if he was such a hot commodity, like
Yeah.
there would have been more people. He would have taken a world tour like Gary Blackshear.
Makes you think what was going on behind the scenes though too.
Yeah.
Like why was no one big going for him? Development, personal issues, family issues. I mean,
And they might have contacted him. I don't know that for sure.
I mean, he may have had offers from the best of the best, and he just wanted to go. And then there could be someone ill at home that he wants to be in the same city. There could be a variety of reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Variety.
And the players like reach out to him and was like saying congrats and everything. So I wanted to say it was kind of a mutual thing.
Probably didn't leave so much on bad blood.
Yeah.
Bad terms. I looked at their roster. They've got they don't have a ton of size. They do have 2 6'8" forwards, and then a 6'10" center, and it looks like a pretty top heavy program in terms of
Guards.
age. But I mean, I mean, I feel like I don't know much about Winthrop. I think they made the NCAA tournament last year.
Oh, you're talking about Winthrop. I thought you
Winthrop.
were talking about us.
No. I think they made the tournament last year. I believe. I'm trying to remember. So I mean, a pretty decent program. I don't know how he'll fit in there, but I'm curious to see. I definitely will. At least be peeking over to see what happens. Because either one, he's really good, and you're asking what happened to make him leave, or two, he didn't get any better, and you're asking why he didn't get any better.
Yep.
There's something you're gonna be asking. Maybe he's just decent, and who knows what happened. But
I definitely
I'm
think
curious.
this makes Russ Plavsic immediate eligibility huge.
It's necessary, yes.
Because we have Zach Kent, who hasn't stepped
know
on the court since
Absolutely
he's been
nothing
here.
about. And then we have Baby Deer.
Yeah, John Fulkerson.
Baby Deer
who's
Fulkerson.
Probably our best.
He doesn't live close enough to Pals to make me think he's getting better every day.
Yeah.
If we were in Johnson City, I would put a lot of money on he's getting better right now.
Yep.
But we don't live close enough for that. So maybe he's staying at home during the summer.
Yeah.
So he can eat Pals. So did he go to? Was the school he went to in North Carolina like driving distance from Johnson City? Like was he? Because it was a private school, right?
I don't remember.
Technically live in Kingsport his whole life, or did he move? Did they move to North Carolina? That's what I don't know.
I know he graduated from Kingsport.
He graduated from Dobbins Bennett? No, I think he was from like a Christian school. I thought it was in North Carolina. You gonna Google that for me? Google it for me.
But I think it's huge to get Uros Plavsic. Otherwise, you're going to be playing small ball all season.
Yes.
And going to be relying on a lot of guys that haven't had any production.
Maybe we can defend the 3.
Yeah.
We're playing small ball, maybe.
Because I do know Tennessee really loves that Olivier Robinson Kumwa. I do know that. I do know he was Christ School in Arden, North Carolina. I think.
I don't know how close that is, though. I don't know, though.
Is that the same school that Navy Schuler goes to?
No clue. You got me there.
Maybe I don't know. But anyway, I think that's huge to get him immediate eligibility because if not, you're going to be relying on a 6'10" Zach Kent, who we know nothing about. We don't know if he's good or not. John Fulkerson, who has been fine, but not somebody you're just so comfortable being the starter and having 30 minutes of play time.
Right.
And then Olivier, who people like, but people think, I heard this on, I think it was from Brent Hubbs, that or Rob Lewis, people really like him. They really like how hard he plays, but he could foul out in 12 minutes.
Old Derek Walker, get him in there to rough some people up, huh?
Yeah.
Found his replacement. That's good.
So,
yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of curious to see how this roster plays out now. We're going to go into some Twitter questions. While we go into those Twitter questions, if you got anything for our live viewers, drop it in the comments. We'll get them as we go. As we pick up these Twitter questions, we'll hit on them as well. So ask any questions you'd like right now.
Yeah, so first one we had at Matty R03 said, what is Tennessee's must-win game this upcoming season? For me, it was South Carolina we talked about last week.
For me, I hate to say it, but it's Vanderbilt. You got to beat Vanderbilt.
Yep.
You have to beat Vanderbilt. And you haven't done it. Jeremy Pruitt hadn't done it yet. Haven't done it in 2 in a row now. Got to beat Vanderbilt. I hate to say it. I'd love for Tennessee to be a guaranteed win, but that's where we're at right now.
Yep. And then John Morant is a Memphis Grizzly said, should Ty Chandler be utilized differently? Thinking slot receiver, question mark.
I mean, you could use him in the slot. It's kind of, I think, similar to how you did Alvin Kamara. He's a different type of player than Alvin Kamara. He's not going to be a primarily catch out of the backfield guy, but I think you could potentially do that. But I mean, you also have a lot of athleticism at wide receiver. You have those slot guys, so I don't think it's necessary.
I think if it's going to depend on the offensive line how you use him. But he is your best playmaker on offense, in my opinion. I think he's the best playmaker probably on this roster.
Probably. Get the ball in his hand.
And Jim Chaney showed that he can use wide receivers and running backs and tight ends in a ton of different ways. And I think it's great that Ty Chandler is versatile, similar to an Alvin Kamara. Mm-hmm. He probably doesn't catch as well as Alvin Kamara, but I think he runs between the tackles better than Alvin Kamara did.
He's more of a downhill runner.
Yeah.
Than Kamara. Not that Kamara was afraid of it or anything, but he's more of it.
Yeah. And so I think that you can use him in the slot, use him on jet sweeps. But I think to do that, you're also going to have to have production out of guys like Tim Jordan, Carlin Fields-Amin, if you're going to put him in the slot. And that's saying if you have somebody better in the slot, like a Jordan Murphy or Josh Palmer, Juwan Jennings, guys like that, I feel like you have to put them in there as well.
Right. I mean, it definitely, like you said, it kind of depends on the offensive line. Also depends on if you need to find more creative ways to get the ball in Ty Chandler's hands. Usually with a running back, to try to get the ball in his hands, the play isn't to take him out of the backfield, usually. But, I could definitely see someone like Jim Chaney doing it. Now, you saw Cordell Patterson move around because getting the ball in a wide receiver's hands, if he's your target guy, you've got to find more creative ways to do it. Not so much with the running back. You can just hand it off. Obviously, you can toss it, screens. But I mean, yeah, you can. I could definitely see him, moving out of the backfield into the slot a lot this season. I could see that happening.
Yeah,
trying to create mismatches and. So yeah, I can definitely see that.
And it opens up if you're able to put somebody in the slot that was your primary running back and put him out in the slot and he performs. Yeah, that opens everything else up.
Yeah, it helps a lot.
And you saw how more efficient our offense was when we utilized Ty Chandler out of the backfield.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what they do with him. I'm excited to see what they do with him, combination of Tim Jordan, and then I'm excited also to see what they do with the combination of our wide receivers. Hopefully Juwan's healthy, Callaway, and then you've got a lot of younger guys that have talent there too.
And don't forget Dominique Wood-Anderson too.
And you got Dominique Wood-Anderson, who I think he'll be a lot more of a weapon downfield than he was last year. I do.
A lot more polished, I think, as well.
Yes. We have a question. I don't know if you have any more for Twitter, but from the Periscope, is this finally Murphy and Jalen Johnson's breakout season?
I think is he talking about football and?
I'm assuming football and basketball. Yes.
Jordan Murphy, I think next year will be his time. And I hate that.
In front of him.
Yeah, I hate that because I do think he is explosive and he can be utilized this season as well. But I think next season where you lose a lot of guys, he's probably still here, and he's probably our number one.
I think you see him get a lot more touches than he has.
Yeah.
But breakout, I think it's tough to say because just the talent and the wealth of talent you have in front of him too. You got a lot. He could, get hot early and you ride that hot hand and use him a lot. That's possible, surely. I'm with you though. I think if anything next year probably. But I do think you see him though.
I will say this: if Juwan Jennings, he's dealt with some injuries. He's dealing with one right now. Actually,
it's very true. Yeah.
So
maybe
that could be open. That could open a door and. That's his time to shine. Is he able to capitalize on that? We'll see. But
yeah, and then Jalen Johnson, I think it better be at least his.
Kind of have to.
Yeah, at least his maybe doesn't have to be his best season, but has to be a good season from him. We need it. So this is kind of got a little bit of weight on your shoulders here. Got it. This is a pressing time to perform.
And
does it show up?
With the lack of bigs that we have, I think guys like Jalen Johnson, Jordan Bowden, Josiah James, guys that are good defenders are going to have to play some in the paint. So
and Jalen Johnson's got length. He's going to be asked to do a lot of different things, I think. Yeah.
So yeah, maybe not offensively. We won't.
I think he can shoot better than we've seen.
Yeah.
Get in the game, get comfortable. I think I like him. But we've heard he's a good defender, and he's defended decent when he's been in the game. It's usually been garbage time.
I think that's where he'd be utilized the most is defensively.
Yeah, for sure.
In my opinion.
I think that's definitely a good thought to have. I think it has to be his breakout season. Yeah. For sure. Any more Twitter questions?
Nope.
That's it. We got a little bit of time. We're going to run through our segments. Feel free to ask any more questions in the comments. If I see them, hopefully I do, we'll go through them. You don't feel the need to stop with those. But before we jump into our segments, Landon's going to tell us about some more of our friends.
Absolutely. Our friends at SeatGeek. Let them take the confusion out of your ticket buying experience. Instead of shopping dozens of sites to find the best deal, let SeatGeek do the work for you. Their app scans the web for the best deals to your favorite concert, show, or game and rates them on a scale of 0 to 10 to let you know you're getting the best bang for your buck. A green dot marks a great deal. Yellow dot, good deal. Red dot, not so good deal. Use promo code ACAA at checkout to receive $20 off your first purchase. That's 2 free beers at the stadium on them. What are you waiting for? That's promo code ACAA for $20 off your first purchase. SeatGeek, life's an event. We have the tickets.
Go check them out, guys.
Yeah.
We usually say we're going to use that for beer and kneeling this year. Will we get beer and kneeling this year? Not 100% sure because I don't know if it was today or the other day. Philip Fulmer was asked about it. Didn't really give a straight answer. Said kind of like, we hope so.
Yeah, we're working on it.
Yeah, working on it. Hope so kind of deal. So, still maybe another long, sober season inside Neyland Stadium.
Yeah.
Somewhat sober.
Yeah. Sobering up.
Yeah, you definitely, you get sober.
Yeah.
Oh, well. We'll have a good time either way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Either way.
Come by the tailgate.
Come hang out. JumboTron. What you got? JumboTron. Oh, I probably need to tell them what it is. The best / I guess the best, but the best for you, your touchdown celebrations.
Yeah, like what would you do if you were to score a touchdown?
So there may be like a better one that you're like, I couldn't pull that off, so I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
Like an Odell Beckham dance one I can never do, so I'm not going to do that one.
Yeah. And this is probably just NFL or maybe even MLS or soccer.
I got football stuff.
Just football? Okay.
I just got football stuff, yeah. I was in a football frame of mind.
Okay. I'll start with the Millie Rock.
Okay. See, I'm not going to do that stuff. See?
Just simple and easy. Yeah, just something simple and easy. Then I'll give the ball back to the.
There you go. Yeah, you drop the ball when you do the Millie Rock, don't you?
I'll pick it back up.
Free-handed.
Yeah, I'll pick it back up.
You're giving it to him after that. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not going to make him pick it up.
Yeah. My first one is my all-time favorite celebration, period. And if I ever get the chance, I won't now. I'm way past that point. But I wish I had, whether it be in football or soccer or whatever, jumping into the crowd. Like slash Lambeau League.
Okay.
Like, jumping into the crowd, I think, is like an electric celebration. One of my favorite ones, if I'd have to find it on YouTube and I'll share it if I can, it's a college soccer game, and they hit it either. I think it's a PK, game-winning PK, and the dude just like crowd surfs, jumps into the crowd, and it's freaking awesome. But like all the now like everyone in the NFL does it. It's not just in Green Bay.
Yeah,
like everyone jumps into the crowd. Love that celebration. When we won against Morristown West and all got in trouble for jumping over the bushes, that was awesome. So I guess I did get a chance to do it, but not like touchdown.
And then the bushes were filled with thorns. And...
when we beat Seymour senior year, Daryl Chandler, I jumped up on the bleachers and Daryl Chandler yanked me off. I still got to do it, so it was all right, but I got yanked off. It was awesome. Good celebration, in my opinion.
I was thinking about this, and I was like, what have I done when I scored in high school? And
I was just thought about kicking the extra point.
That's all I was worried about, was just getting back to throwing my gloves to the sideline where I could hold the extra point. That's all I was worried
about. I never got a chance to think about touchdowns. I was like, where's my block? I got it.
That was cool.
And then it was like,
it's time to do something.
You're like trying to control your breath, like, I've got 25 seconds to get under control here. Yeah.
The coolest thing I ever done was when you scored, I lift you up.
Yeah, and I was like, it was the one that like tied the game, and everyone's like trying to celebrate with me. I'm like, I gotta actually tie the game now.
I was trying to pick you up to take you to where you're kicking.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, someone asked me like, why do you celebrate? And I was like, the game wasn't tied yet, and I had to tie it. I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, no, so I didn't get much time to think about celebrations.
So my next one, and I kind of just thought about this on the fly, but I thought it'd be really cool if everybody, like the whole offense or whatever, lined up in different sections, and you kind of just did like a band, like you.
Oh, nice, like a orchestra.
Yeah,
you're going a little orchestra.
Yeah, the little symphony going.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I thought that would be
Who's
cool.
playing the flute?
The jazz flute.
Yeah, it's definitely a jazz orchestra, a jazz band. I like that. That's kind of similar to my third one, but I got my second one first. I actually did this one in a soccer game, so I did have some decent soccer celebrations. We can save those for another day. But this one's it's now gets called the discount double check, but it originally started as just the belt. Aaron Rodgers, he put on the championship belt. So scored a game-winning goal against Jefferson County, and I put on the belt. So yeah, I've actually done that one. So I like that one a lot.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people are like, oh, is he telling us to suck it? Like it kind of looks. It's kind of it's a little questionable. Like the refs, like I might have to yellow card him for that.
Yeah,
a little questionable.
Yeah,
but
it's just a yellow card.
It's a good celebration, especially when like Aaron Rodgers would get pumped up. I don't even know if he does anymore, but he would. Definitely suck it. Like he's like yanking at the belt. It's awesome.
He's trying to get it off.
It's just about suck.
It's heavy.
You know what? It probably was suck it. And he's like, and people ask him, he's like, I can't say it. I was telling them to suck it.
Discount
I was putting on the championship belt. That's what I was doing.
That's awesome. My next one. I really like. I would say the onion. I would do the onion.
Doing the onion now?
Yeah, doing the onion. But one of my favorite of all time is the wrestling.
When like they're like,
yeah,
that is a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, I like that. With the
it usually ends with an RKO, which makes it way better.
Yep,
most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
If you get the good guy, the good celebration guys. My last one, I said it's similar to the orchestra because it's team oriented. It's full team. The bowling ball. You can't go wrong with a little bowling action. Line up, 10 pin. Someone needs to do a 7-10 split and hit that. That would be awesome. I'd love that. So just hit the 7 and 10 pins and
you spin it
and let it. Yeah,
that's
what
cool.
I need for now on. No more full strikes. I need a 7-10 split.
Okay, that'd be cool
on an NFL field this season.
That would be fun.
Whoever, I know there's a few NFL players watching. If you score a touchdown, 7-10 split.
I know one person on Tennessee's roster right now that could hit a 7-10 split or 7-11.
I know two. Yeah, maybe just one.
7-10? Is it 7-10?
7-10, yeah.
7-10 split, yeah.
I know one, I guess. Maybe two, though. Who all was there that night? They were all really good bowlers.
Tyler Bird.
Tyler Bird's a really good. He's the guy who could hit the 7-10 split.
Carlin Fields-Amelie wasn't bad.
No, there were three of them. Carlin Fields-Amelie was good, and then there was another one that was good. Now, Tyler Bird was like averaging 230.
Jaquan Blakely was there. Cortez Sapp was there also.
Okay. And they are good bowlers.
They are good bowlers.
Very good bowlers.
If they're not practicing, they're bowling. 100%, because that...
I wonder if there's they need a bowling alley at the facility just for Tyler Bird.
Tyler Bird, like, he has... If football don't work out for him, bowling definitely does.
Yeah, for sure.
Because we were there for like, 2.5 hours or 3 hours, and I never saw him miss a pin.
We were there for much longer than they got there, and then I think we only saw him bowl like 3 games, but his average was like 230, 240.
Yeah.
Because I was like, when I saw him bowl like 3 or 4 strikes in a row, I was like, what's this man scoring over here? I was like, dang, wearing it out.
And there was some he would just like bowl a strike and then just sit back down. Like when we bowl a strike, we're like, yeah, suck it.
Oh, I tell all y'all
I
tell all y'all to F off. I'm like, hey, did you see that? You like that? I'm going to get a You Like That shirt for my bowling game. It's going to be a button-up bowling shirt. You like that.
I love beating my wife in anything that
don't do a lot. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's true.
We need to take her to Top Golf to see if she can beat you.
I'm terrible at Top Golf.
I wonder if she can swing a golf club. I've never seen her.
No, doubt. I've seen it. No, it's not good.
We should all go then.
She might end up winning because she would just like probably just tap it in the hole. Yeah,
that's funny. We should do that.
Yeah, I love beating her in anything. That's the competitiveness in it. I love beating my wife. You. So like anytime I hit a strike, I'm just like, you like that?
Eat that.
Yeah,
that's funny. Let's see here. Stupidity is an epidemic.
Ooh, I got a couple.
Okay,
I'll start.
I like it. A few.
At Sean Fincham. He's
been trying to call me out and saying some stupid ass shit.
Yeah.
And I'm just, I don't take kindly to it. I respond.
Yeah, Sean, stop. But he was talking about the World Cup finals. Or what do you call it? The World Cup
final.
Final.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. He said, LMAO, the refs had to give the UN's women's team a goal because they need all the help they can get. #shameful.
That man don't know anything about soccer.
Yeah.
Also, I don't disagree that we were gifted that PK, but we were outplaying them and then scored another goal.
Yeah, we were spanking that.
So I saw it and I was like, oh, that's really good for us. Like
somebody said, are you as miserable in real life as you are on Twitter?
But I wasn't like, oh man, they're only going to win because of that PK. Yeah. That's certainly not what I thought.
Yeah.
I've actually got another U.S. women's. It has to do with it. Hope Solo. Yeah, at Hope Solo. That Hope Solo. She's probably going to try to beat the crap out of me for talking about it.
She's crazy.
She is. She has 1 million followers. This tweet, I looked at it 3 days after. Still only had 95 retweets and 1,500 likes. That's how stupid this tweet is. The whole world agrees that this is stupid. She tweeted, as the current World Cup champions and one of the leaders of the global game, it makes the U.S.'s technical box look unprofessional when the assistant coach won't sit down. Coaches like Phil Neville or Corinne, I can't remember how to say her name, Dakar, don't have to deal with it. Why does Ellis? So you don't know what the technical area is. So imagine it's like in basketball, really only the head coach would be standing up the whole time, but there's it's farther back off the field. So it's really not that big a deal. The head coach is really quote unquote, it's the unspoken rule, only the head coach is supposed to stand up. But really anyone's allowed to be in the technical area. You just can't exit the technical area.
Yeah.
So really that doesn't matter. Yeah, so I don't really understand, but her tweet's kind of stupid. It's they just won, so obviously whatever it is working for them. And then I think if the head coach of the women's team didn't like it, she would tell her assistants to sit down or leave.
Yeah.
So I think whatever she's doing is all right. Usually in soccer games, you'll see the assistants only get up to make a point, coach a point, and then they'll usually sit down. That's the usual thing.
I feel like she's searching for something to just complain about.
Right. No, she's crazy. That girl's crazy.
You just hate to see it.
You do.
So my next one is Dan Wolken, and I didn't get to see this tweet because I'm blocked, and probably 98% of...
I don't think I'm blocked. Yeah, I saw something today from him, actually.
98% of Vault Nation is blocked by Dan Wolken, but he said NBA TV has just shown John Morant in the stands eating chili cheese fries and Jaren Jackson downing some chicken fingers and fries. Do the Grizzlies even have a nutritionist? First of all, they can't eat.
Right.
And it's not like they're in season. And it's none of your business.
And dude, freaking Chad Ochocinco eats McDonald's every day.
Yeah. And he's he's more ripped than anybody at.
Yeah, it's better to 45. Be healthy, but one chili cheese fry ain't gonna kill nobody.
No. I'm just dude, they're at a basketball game. There's nothing else to eat there. but that kind of food. So I like what John Morant said. He said, do the Grizzlies even have a nutritionist? And he did that with the all undercase, lowercase
The
letters.
SpongeBob meme thing.
Yeah.
That's good.
Hashtag cheat day.
That's a good response.
And players have cheat days. Like that's.
It happens.
And maybe it was that day. Maybe it wasn't. Who cares?
It happens. Yeah.
Let's find something else to tweet about Dan Wolken. God. If there was one guy. There's a couple guys if I saw I would just like punch in the face. Joe Klatt is definitely one of them, but Dan Wolken is definitely one.
I find that funny that you have such like. I mean, I'm not like a Joe Klatt fan, but like I really don't have any like ill will towards him.
It was just that one thing.
Right. No, I know why. I just find it funny because like
it was just that one thing, and somebody who just favors the Big Ten just because they cover the Big Ten over everything just blows my mind.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Like, how bored are you? You have to watch Big Ten games all the time.
Right. Absolutely. Guys, it's about time to get off here. We've been on here for a long time.
Yeah.
We have. But thank you all for listening. Thank you for sticking with us. We are going to skedaddle on out of here. We'll be at you either Sunday or Monday. Landon's going to go enjoy. If you've never been to Greenville, South Carolina, you need to go. The place is awesome.
Yeah.
Landon's going to go enjoy Greenville with some family. So.
Some fam. We'll be on a Lake Kiwi, hopefully with Dabo Sweeney. We'll see.
Yeah. But we'll be at you Sunday or Monday. We'll be back, I promise.
Yep, and you can find us on Twitter,
Facebook,
Spotify. You can follow us on Instagram. You can follow us on Instagram. We have started keeping up with our Instagram.
There'll be a lot of content come football and basketball season too.
Yeah.
Like you're in a dead period right now, so just wait it out. I promise it'll be good.
Google Play, pretty much anything that has podcasts, we're on it. Go check us out, armchairsallamericans.com. And that's it. We got some big things coming. We're excited to get that thing rolling, and we'll keep you guys updated. We're bringing the boat in, and we out.